Now, welcome to the season finale of my series. Okay. Now we're gonna run it back just this last time for season one of Surviving Diddy. Now, y'all know 50 Cent got some more footage. He gonna release it on YouTube or he gonna release it to Netflix. But this is season one of my series. Now, let me know, have y'all been enjoying it? But if you are new here, I'm Denise Brady. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. Your favorite therapist, your homegirl in your head. Some of y'all, I'm really your therapist because you're not in therapy. Okay, let's clock that. Okay, but make sure you hit that like, you subscribe, do all I do to support this channel, like the video, hype me up, cuz join the membership is only 99 cents. Okay, but what have you learned about yourself, your relationships in my Diddy series? What was your favorite episode? Let me know. But we gotta talk about, because people are still wondering, how was he able to have so much control over so many people? It's called coercive control. Okay. It's a deeper level of control that people really don't talk about. Because you look on the outside, a juror stated themselves, well, how come, Cassie didn't get away? How come she didn't walk away? How come all these people allowed him to do the things that he did? They were witnesses. And how come more people haven't spoken up? Okay. There are so many victim stories, things we probably will never know, will never be uncovered. But Diddy is a person who has a lot of power, money, control. Okay. There's been so much scandal, gossip about all the things he's been engaged in, allegedly being engaged in. And quiet as it's kept, I think there's someone else in Miami, Florida on Celebrity Island that probably needs, to have a case come up against him. Okay. How come he's not speaking up? Okay. Another one. Okay. Another one, if you know who I'm talking about. Okay. But, all these recent conversations around Diddy are real life examples of how these patterns show up. Control is really a motherfucker. Okay. Control really is. You don't recognize how much control a person has over you, probably until you're not in it anymore, whether it's your parents, relationships. Hey, it might even be a boss. But what is coercive control? It's not always loud, it's sometimes subtle, strategic, and deeply psychological. On the outside, it can look like, oh, it looks like they're controlling you. No, this is a deeper level of an ongoing pattern of manipulation, isolating somebody, monitoring them, shaping their reality, and limiting their freedom until they no longer like themselves. How many people in this Diddy saga can we point out that this probably happened to? I know Cassie is the biggest name, but I think there are so many other people, many survivors, who described it as erased from the inside out. Okay. Yes, erase from the inside out. Some of the shit you don't even remember. Somebody had to tell you what happened to you. So imagine not remembering, and then the things that you do remember, you want to erase it. Okay. You want to try and get up in it and erase it out, but sometimes it's not possible. It's not possible always to erase your memory, the things you've experienced, the things that you have seen, witnessed. And that is a deeper psychological layer of coercive control. Okay. Now with Diddy, you also add power, fame. Okay. When a person has money and influence, oh, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. Okay. Money, influence, connections. Because, when I really look at all the allegations, the alleged things that Diddy was involved in, I feel like he's a fish in a pond. Okay. Just this fish got hooked with a lot of other people out there in the game who, once again, we have not heard from, who have not spoken up because they're probably part of the problem. They also use their pain, money to get away with things. And they're hoping, like, watching the doc, damn, am I going to pop up in it? They got anything on me? Woo! I dodged a bullet for now. For now. Because I'm sure them feds got some of them tapes. It's probably some of y'all favorites. DJ, y'all insert the rest. Okay. But now the victims aren't just scared of the abuser, they're scared of the machine around them. And I think that Diddy had a machine, these flying monkeys, if you have not heard that term related to narc people. They have all these enablers, these flying monkeys, which comes from the Wizard of Oz. Remember the monkeys in the Wizard of Oz that do the bidding, the bad things, while the person who has these narc traits, this narc personality, can keep their hands clean. Okay. Look at the alleged connection, allegedly. Don't be suing me. Don't send me no C&D. Allegedly, how maybe Diddy has some involvement in people who are not here anymore. But it wasn't Diddy. It was a lot of flying monkeys, the enablers, the people who want the money. So he did his bidding to keep his hands clean. There is a fast moving machine in a lot of these relationships, these coercive relationships. They might fear losing their jobs, their reputation, their home, their safety. And it's because of that fear, people like Diddy is able to prey and manipulate and get away with a lot of things. Because when you have power and fame, you can get away with a lot of things. Nobody will look at you. And then you add in the trust of the public. Look at him on Ellen. He was on Wendy, but I think Wendy knew. Okay, Sherry Shepherd. Has he ever been around Oprah? Probably been around Oprah. All these figures who the media and people have trust in, one of the biggest names, Ellen, before she fell off. How he was able to go on there and she, in one clip, man, you got a lot of money. What, you going to the strip club? And what did he say? You know what that's for. He was able to get people to build trust with him through other relationships. And through trust, money, power, and fame, it built the machine around him. And even if I get away from him, there's these other relationships connected to Diddy that I can be blackballed, my career could be over. So maybe it's just best that I stay. Maybe it's best I just follow behind him because I have more to lose walking away. And that's why so many people stay in these manipulative, narcissistic, got it, relationships, because sometimes it's the fear of what could happen to me once I leave. And they say for most people who are in these kind of relationships, it takes, what is it, 7 to 8 times or 6 to 7 times for a survivor to actually be able to leave. And then we're watching all these stories online of people leaving, unfortunately, for the abuser to show up and take them out while they're minding their business, taking their kids to school, leaving a job, getting some fast food with a child. So it's like, do I really want to take the risk of losing my life if I leave this person? I got kids to feed. I got bills to pay. So once again, people are on the outside judging. Why didn't they just walk away? I don't know. I don't think people recognize how deep this level of power, pain, and trust, the trust of it all. Once you have somebody's trust, you can get away with anything, including murder. Because trust is something that is invaluable. You can't put a price on trust. Look at your jobs. Okay, how much trust does your boss have in you that you really be getting away with stuff? Because they trust you so much. You got to be careful with who you give trust to, because in the wrong hands, like this one over here, the trust can be weaponized against you and manipulated against you to the point you can't see if you're going or coming. Okay, because there's just so much going on. Moreover, we have grooming. One thing about abusive relationships, there will always be grooming, especially with powerful men. It starts with love bombing, gifts, lifestyle upgrades. Look at Making the Band. Lifestyle upgrades, gifts, or Roman affection. I'm sure with Carisha, all these different women, the love bombing, affection, promises of protection. And once the victim is emotionally invested, I can take off this mask because I got you now. I got you, my pretty. I got you. I really don't have to be doing all that stuff I was doing before. I really don't. And there's a lot of people in relationships now, past relationships, looking back at the people who got out of those relationships. Do you recognize that you were groomed? And we don't talk enough about love bombing being connected to grooming. Grooming you into who I want you to be, who I need you to be, versus who you walked into this relationship as. The person you walked into this relationship as, I'm going to break them because I need you to transform into who I need you to be. And you lose yourself by giving, constantly trying to make this person happy. Not to mention they take you away from friends and family and you become isolated. Okay. Where your friends at? Where your family at? Oh, let's move you up over here to this condo. I'm going to upgrade your life. And all you see is the condo. You don't really see what's behind it, what I got to give up. What is this person expecting of me? Oh, you can follow me on tour. You're gonna do my hair on tour. You're gonna be somebody on tour. I'm gonna put a check next to your name. But what comes along with that? So many people around Diddy had their lives upgraded that the cost of what they gave up was worth less than what they gained. Being adjacent to a celebrity. Look at juror number, was it juror 160? Not afraid to admit and look goofy. She was a fan. She was a fan. Still is a fan. But the cost of upgrading someone's lifestyle, taking them off the hood, at the cost of what? Okay. Becoming his flying monkey, becoming part of the machine. And I really feel like Diddy is just one little plug in a larger machine. I think there are so many other people involved in this. And it shows you how money and power can make this happen. But there are people who are doing the same thing in regular day lives. People are married to men like this, healed from men like this. Unfortunately, baby daddies like this. This is not a celebrity thing. This has happened to so many people, but we don't talk enough about the deeper layers of control. Okay. And how that all that impacts you. Now, make sure if you had not already, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Okay. But I feel like, celebrity culture really isolates people and it's easy to disguise. What does it look like? You don't need them. They're jealous of you. I can protect you. Is actually cutting off support systems and what makes victims easier to control. Now, that is from a celebrity perspective, but if you look at the bullet points I just gave you, that happens also in regular, smuggler, degular relationships. You don't need them. How many of y'all have heard a boyfriend, girlfriend, somebody say they're jealous of you? You don't need them. Another way of controlling you. Okay. It's all about control. And I need to control you. So I'm going to remove you from everything you know. So I can give you what you need to know and who you need to know. And I think another part of this is the coercive control thrives on information. Yeah, like thrives on information. Whether it's through staff members, security teams, digital surveillance, the victim's movements can be monitored. You don't have privacy. You lose privacy. And I think that the loss of privacy looks like, oh, I have a security team. Okay, he's trying to protect me. Okay, I'm big time. Baby, you think I need security? No, they're there to monitor you, to make sure you don't step out of line, to make sure who you talking to, they're going to report back to me. But so many people are caught up in the lifestyle of it all. Penthouse, security, makeup artist, a team. Some of y'all might be questioning your own lives. Okay. And through gaslighting, threats, intimidation, unpredictability, these are weapons. The security team, the surveillance team, they're weapons. Now, do the victims start to second guess the reality? Of course. But you kind of like gaslight yourself, like maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe the pain is worth them BET front row seats. Maybe the black eye is worth a Yeti photo. Not just in this Diddy situation, but other celebrity relationships. Damn, we supposed to go to this party with all these celebrities this weekend. Maybe him choking me last night wasn't a big deal. What I got to go back to? Do I really want to go back to the hood? When I can be partying up with Rihanna, Kaylani, all them people, you got your phones up. Girl, look at me at this. Look at me in this club. Okay. Look at me. What y'all doing back at home? What y'all doing back at home? Look at me on live. I'm on live at this Diddy party. Hey, I'm at Lotto's holiday party. What y'all doing back at home? Am I clocking y'all too hard? So infatuated by the lifestyle that the gaslighting you've been doing to yourself, second guessing your reality, you forget those things with the love bombing, the expensive trips. And this is how trauma bonds are formed. Okay? The controller becomes the only truth you rely on because everybody else, oh, they were just haters. They jealous, have been pushed out. So it's just you and your abuser. Just you and your abuser. And this is another reason why victims don't leave. It's so dangerous to leave. The risk of the violence increasing, losing my life. And when the abuser is powerful, the victim also fears career-ending retaliation, like we talked about, smear campaigns, humiliation. Those tapes coming out. Them tapes that was supposed to be just between me and you. Okay? But I think cultural silence, and you add hero worship. Look at all the celebrities that have not said anything. Mary J. Blige, Little Kim. Really, yeah. DJ Khaled again. All of their silence is just protecting how society protects powerful men. Mary J was there from the beginning. It's because the community idolizes people like this that victims get dismissed. Look at all of the rhetoric around Cassie and his daughters. People feel bad for their daughters. Oh, who's going to raise them? Where are they at now? But do you see the same rhetoric for Cassie? No. Now Cassie's being served with a civil suit for pain and suffering. Like, if I can't get you in the criminal court, I'm going to get you for some of that money that Diddy gave you. And this is how abuse thrives through silence. So many people are silent, and the silence to me equals being complicit. Being complicit in how these things happen, why they happen. Where are they? Where are the Mary J. Bliges? Where is Little Kim? Okay? The people who were there, Little C's. Where they at? And the people who were there when, Pac got shot the first time. Who were there during the whisperings, during the conversations. Gene been the biggest one speaking. And I know there's another side of it that now that the docs have come out, people who are survivors are like, I'm going to tell you my story, but I want to be paid for it. Pay me for my pain. Pay me for my pain. But it just shows you how society worships a hero, in their eyes, a hero such as Diddy. And there's a lot of cultural silence. Even though there's been so much talk in the media, there's still so many people from that era who have said nothing, who will continue to say nothing. And I wonder how much is Gene did is it named Gene Deal? How much is he getting paid? Okay. Misha said, leave my name about this documentary. Y'all threatening me. I have threats against my life. I'm just trying to mind my business. And should she speak up, or is it her right to want to be left alone? And lastly, in this series finale of this episode, what we're learning from the Diddy conversation is bigger than one person. Once again, it's a pattern. It's about recognizing how coercive control early, validating survivors' experience, and understanding how influence, gender roles, and trauma all intersect. Okay, all intersect. It's not about Diddy. It's about Diddy being a fish in a pond. And there are other people like that, like him out there. And I wonder, will those other stories, will there ever be real criminal trials? Will do the victims want to be validated by seeing some of these people be prosecuted? Or is it just another pop culture story that people are going to move away from and that Diddy will eventually be released? Okay. Now, if this topic resonated with you, let me know in the comments. If you're a survivor, let me know. The jurors who've been watching these videos, I see you. You can always just slide in my DMs and we can have a conversation. Okay. You are not alone, and what happened to you is not your fault. All right. Let me know how'd you like this series. It's time for us to move on now to some other things. But hit the like, subscribe, do all the do's, turn on your post notifications to support this channel. And make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe. You love these therapeutic-led conversations. And once again, I'm Denise Bray, your favorite therapist, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hit the like button, 'cause I know you haven't hit that like button yet, right? Hit the like. Bye.